Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Today, we've got a brand new story to share with you. So let's begin. When I was dating my wife in college, she had trouble with commitment. I knew she was fucking around with other people while we were talking. She was upfront about it, so although it hurt, I consented and stayed with her. Fast forward a year, and it seems like we are going steady as she has finally committed to me. We went to a military academy and had to decide on our jobs. When deciding, it seemed that our jobs may not be compatible, so we had a bit of a rough patch as we figured it out. During that time, she takes a group trip to NYC and sleeps with one of the guys in the group. I knew something was going on when she abruptly stopped texting me that night. I pressed her for details when she came back, and after multiple attempts, she told me what happened. She didn't seem very remorseful at the time, and I started to make moves to break up with her. A few weeks later, I was home on break and agreed that she could fly out to reconcile. I was naive and thought that I had forgiven and reconciled with her, even though I was still deeply hurt. Fast forward 2 years, and we got married. Those 2 years were rough, as I had a lot of resentment for her and did a few things out of spite. Things such as paying way too much for a stripper and flirting with a friend from college. Either way, we got married. I deployed for 6 months, and we actually got closer. Another year goes by, and we PCS. I started a new job type at the height of COVID. The new job and the stress of moving started to affect my mental health. It further declined over the year as we raised a puppy for some friends and my parents gave us COVID and had to stay for several months. Over the following year, I struggled with suicidal ideation, and a lot of my interpersonal interactions manifested in grumpiness and anger. My wife told me recently that she felt like she was in an emotional prison. You can see where this is going. I'll be the first to admit that I was a shy spouse and the tension in our relationship was growing. My wife asked that we do marriage counseling, but I dragged my feet. She soon deployed to a stateside location as part of a task force, and she would rarely talk to me. At first, we spoke somewhat regularly, but it soon declined to the point where I was getting maybe 1 to 7 texts from her in a day and sometimes no messages at all for multiple days in a row. She would only talk on the phone with me on her 15-minute drive home. I knew this was odd behavior, and I brought it up regularly and gave her a chance to change her behavior. I say regularly because I'd only see a change for maybe 1 day. She comes back after 4 months, and it is an awkward reunion. After a couple days, we warmed up again, and things were going seemingly great for 2 weeks. Now it's DDay. She fell asleep early one night, and I took the opportunity to go through her phone. The first thing I found was the AP giving her permission to have sex with me and her responding that she wanted him inside her. I was absolutely shocked and devastated. I asked her how far it went, and it was physical somewhere between 3 and 9 times. The number got smaller every time I asked. After having a crisis and calming down, we go to sleep with her on the couch. I woke up early the next morning and went through her phone again and found 2 other men she was sexting and so many nudes, some taken while everything was seemingly going great. I ended up hospitalized for suicidal ideation. I finally start to get better, and we start to talk about the affair. She was still messaging the AP, and I had to ask her to stop, so she messaged him to let him know that she couldn't talk to him anymore. I should have seen the signs, but instead I tried to be open to forgiveness and reconciliation. There were red flags like her minimizing her actions, deflecting, gaslighting, continued secrecy, only admitting to what I asked about, and self-pity. After a month of emotional ups and downs, I finally stayed with a friend and got in touch with a lawyer. To be honest, I'm terrified. I thought this woman was the love of my life, and I miss her so deeply. I hope I'm not making a mistake that I'll regret. Thank you for letting me scream into the void somewhat. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.